Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Rahul Kumar from Indian Banks Association. I have pleasure in extending a warm welcome to our distinguished speakers, Chief Information Security Officers, fellow members of Indian Banks Association, delegates, knowledge partner, event partners to the second conclave of IBA Summit of CISOs 2024. The theme of the summit being Advancing Protection and Integrity in the Digital Age. May I now invite following dignitaries to the dais: Shri M.V. Rao, Chairman, Indian Banks Association, MD and CEO, Central Bank of India; Shri Sunil Mehta, Chief Executive, Indian Banks Association. Welcome, sir. As per the tradition, to invoke the divine blessing, we will now have the ceremonial lighting of the traditional lamp. I will now request distinguished dignitaries to come forward for lighting of the lamp, and I would request Ms. Madhavi, CISO, ICICI Bank, to join them. I would also request Shri Gopal Murli Bhagat, Deputy Chief Executive, to join in the lamp lighting ceremony. May I now request Shri Sunil Mehta, Chief Executive, Indian Banks Association, for the welcome address and to give us an overview about this summit. Over to you, sir.
Good morning and a very warm welcome to all the cyber security experts from the banking industry present here for participation in this conference. This indeed is a great pleasure for all of us that Chairman IBA Shri M.V. Rao has kindly consented to inaugurate this conference despite his busy schedule. Thank you, sir, for sparing your valuable time and addressing the CISO conference. Today's summit is second IBA CISO conference, which is considered to be utmost importance on this subject. Cybersecurity in India is a critical issue due to the country's significant internet population, increasing digitization, and when we take a look at our own sector, we see that there has been a significant uptick in recent years in the frequency and sophistication of attack in the financial and the banking industry. One aspect has always been and will always be the weakest link, the human factor. The human factor, because every process involves human being, and that factor is a link factor which needs a cybersecurity check. This is yet another reason why we should continue to work together, share experiences, knowledge, and carry on building a stronger cybersecurity awareness in the financial sector. While India has seen a significant increase in cyber threats, efforts are being made at various levels to enhance cybersecurity measures. However, the rapidly evolving nature of cyber threats necessitates continuous vigilance and improvement in cybersecurity infrastructure. The Chief Information Security Officers plays a crucial role in managing an organization's cybersecurity. The CISO's key responsibilities include developing and implementing security policies, managing risk, collaboration with senior executives, technical knowledge, communication skills, end-to-end security operations, and compliance. So a basket of responsibilities are with the CISOs. CISO is a senior level executive which is responsible for managing an organization's cybersecurity posture. They play a pivotal role in protecting the organizational data and system, managing risks, and ensuring compliance with relevant regulations. They also need to have a strong communication skill to effectively collaborate with other executives and staff within the organization. As you begin and deliberate the information session this morning, I want to leave with this thought. I think that it's very important for all of us to not only understand what is happening in the banking space, it will be a good forum for all of us to have a peer-to-peer learning. Besides deliberations in the conference with the various experts, when we exchange the thoughts and the practices being adopted, the best practices can be copied by the other players in the market, and that the advantage of IBA providing a common platform for exchange of thoughts, networking, and understanding each other's perspective will be useful for all the CISOs participating today. I once again welcome our chairman, IBA, Shri M.V. Rao, for this conference and who agreed for this inaugural session. And thanks to all of you for coming here in a large number and making this Sumit an important event, which will be an important event not only for knowledge sharing, but networking and understand the future perspective. Because the people strongly believe that next threat in the banking industry, the next risk in the banking industry may not come from the credit, it may come from the operation, especially from the digital space. So this operation and digital space risk can be managed by guards like you, CISOs of the bank, CISOs of the financial institutions. So I hope your deliberations today will protect the interest of all the stakeholders. Thank you all for your presence here, and I'll request Rahul to carry forward.
Thank you, sir, for setting the stage for deliberations in today's summit. May I now invite Shri M.V. Rao, Chairman, Indian Banks Association, and MD and CEO, Central Bank of India, to present his perspective. Over to you, sir.
Respected Shri Sunil Mehta ji, Chief Executive IBA, Shri Gopal Murali Bhagat, Deputy Chief Executive IBA, and Chief Information Security Officers, Information Security Audit Heads from all the banking industry and fintech industry. A very good morning to all of you. At the outset, I would like to compliment IBA for organizing this summit on the theme Advancing Protection and Integrity in Digital Age. Let me begin with significance of cyber risk, as we are going to deal with the factors of unknown compliance. In other words, way to reach cyber leadership, to strengthen cyber resilience, and how to future-proof cyber security strategies for business success and comprehensive. And I am sure that the participants would benefit from both the presentations as well as from the mutual deliberations and sharing of their unique experiences on the subject. I feel happy to note that there is a session on cloud security, given the growing need in today's world. The emergence of safe and secure implementation of these here, that certain factors that demonstrate the significance of cyber security in the banking industry and why we should care. You all know banks are the repositories of trust, but now we have to understand the concept of zero trust security as we move on in the digital age. Everyone looks to the entirely cashless and using digital payment methods, and ensuring that required cyber security safeguards are in place to protect customers' privacy and data is critical. After data breaches, it could be difficult to trust financial institutions, and that is a significant issue for the banks. The majority of the time, when banks' data is compromised, not only we lose time and money, and also reputation, and also the unpleasant and time-consuming measures what we have to take. Inappropriate use of private information might be very harmful. Data is sensitive and could expose a lot of information that could be exploited against. Banks need to be more cautious than most other firms. That is the price for banks to retain the kind of valuable personal data they do. If banks' information is not safeguarded against the risks from cybercrime, it could be compromised. Forums like today's conference are critical to improve how we think about and measure the presence of cyber risk in the financial markets. The ability to measure risk will also allow banks and supervisors to improve their understanding of the direct and indirect costs of a cyber disruption. I look forward to hearing more about what all accomplished during the conference. I wish the summit all success and hope that deliberations would be mutually beneficial to everyone and would help crystallize the ways and means for a more secure, efficient, and transparent banking sector. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your profound perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to inform you that our chief guest is not able to join us today due to some unavoidable official exigency. Going further, I would now request Mr. Terence Gomes, partner PwC, to have the stage and set the context for today's summit.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, sirs, for a warm welcome and setting the tone and the vision for the day. That is really encouraging and supporting us in terms of starting the day. As I start the day, I have a quick question for all of us. What's the average rate of breathing of a normal human being per minute? Average rate of breaths we take per minute. 60? No, that's the pulse rate. Average breath, 1.6. You're right. Average number of attacks last year per minute in India. Any guess? 761. So if an average human being is breathing at the rate of 16 breaths per minute, and the attacks are at 761, rate of 761 attacks per minute, what's the average rate of breathing a CISO would have in India? Well, that's just to kind of, start the day. We have a very exciting agenda today. The agenda has been curated based on a theme. As you see, it's about advancing protection and integrity in the age of digital today. As we were looking at this theme, we said, what's happening in the industry today, right? When we look at the industry around us, there's a lot of transformation. The digital growth, the digital era that we're seeing today wasn't there a few years ago. Generative AI has all of a sudden become the center, of our lives, and now wanting to become the center of the way we do business. Our consumers, our clients want us to react and then to be proactive with all this. While the digital estates are significantly growing, that's also exposing us to a very large attack surface. So while there is demand for us to grow, attack surfaces are significantly growing. Attackers are constantly targeting those threats, those vulnerabilities, those estates that are out there. So how do you get the right balance, right? With growing estates, with growing attacks and intensities, there are also growing constraints. There is always going to be a shortage in terms of skilled resources, constraints in terms of tools and technologies and complexities around that, and constraints in what we can do in terms of time, effort, and money. So on one hand, you have this demand in terms of catching the growth wave in a safe and secure manner, but at the same time, you're having all these constraints. So how do you get this right? So we're going to talk about that today. The key thing, I think I would say, to take away from this day today is, how do we evolve our thinking around cybersecurity more from thinking about it as a protection, prevention view to a more resilience view, right? And I'll give you a few points. the way we look at cybersecurity today, our first way of looking at cybersecurity is, let me at least go and protect everything that I know. There are few things that I know and the attackers know, which is the given. So that's cyber hygiene. We should go and focus about that. Then there's also few things which I don't know. Maybe the attackers also don't know. So what should I do about that? What do you think we should do about it? What I know and the attackers know, we go and protect. What I don't know, but even the attackers don't know, what should we do about that? Nothing? Something? What do you think? Okay, I know it's warming up, morning session, getting the mind flowing. We should do something about it, yes? Because if it's unknown to me, unknown to my attackers, I have some time before it becomes known to them and stays unknown to me. So I think the challenge or the real concern is, am I in a zone where it's not known to me, but it's known to my attacker, and that's the cause of worry? So we're going to talk about a little bit of that as well. So I think if you look at the theme today, the topics that have been chosen are focusing around how do we build cyber resilience while we focus on the hygiene, right? We'll talk about during our sessions around cloud security, around identity security, around backups, and around overall threat hunting and threat intelligence. All of these topics will finally come together and talk about how do I do the basics right, protect the knowns. At the same time, how do I get ahead? How do I get proactive? How do I identify the unknowns, which are not known to me, not known to the outside world? But if I have that visibility, if I can identify, classify, and protect the unknowns that are not known to everybody else, I can at least reduce my attack surface. And then the third dimension is, I don't know what's out there, but somebody already knows and they are trying to attack me. So how do I detect that? How do I identify that faster, then respond and recover? So think of this as a triangle, just as we have the security triangle, the CIA triangle. Think of this as a triangle saying I start on the top in terms of protecting the knowns. At the same time, I'm trying to see what am I missing, the unknowns, not known to me, not known to the world, identify that and then secure that. And then not known to me, but known to the others, and somebody is exploiting that. So how do I detect, respond, and recover that? So if you look at the day today, all these topics, look at it from that lens. Saying in cloud security, for example, right? There's a topic around cloud security. How do I get my basics right? How do I identify the attack surface, early enough, proactively enough, so that nobody has exploited that and I contain it and I protect it? And at the same time, how do I constantly monitor that for signs of weakness, signs of attack, signs of penetration? So I bring that back to normal. So a long day today. I'm just setting the tone for what you can expect. Hold on to your breaths, but not less than 16, because that's the average that we need to take. Lots of exciting speakers, both sponsors, from the industry, from your fellow CISOs, and from PwC. It's going to be exciting. Keep it interactive. We also have a short survey. There will be QR codes that will be put up during the sessions. I would urge you to scan that. The results of that survey will be shared at the end of the session later in the evening. So it'll be interesting to know what all of you, what are the peers thinking about this session and key takeaways from that. So with that, again, good morning, welcome to the day, and really looking forward to interacting with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gomes, for your valuable insights. Before we break for the tea, I would now request everyone, Anuj, can we have the QR code? Can I request you to scan this QR and fill the survey The survey will be comprising the topics like format of the event, expectations from the event, suggestions for panel topics, challenges faced by CISOs in various domains. Thank you, Chairman, sir, and Chief Executive, sir.
Sorry for interruption, sir. Please take seat. Good morning to all of you. Respected Chairman IBA Shri M.V. Raoji, MD and CEO of Central Bank of India. Respected Chief Executive Shri Sunil Mehta ji, and representatives of banking industry, PwC and fintechs present here for today's summit. Sir, this is second summit in sequence, and given the importance of this subject, which was explained just now by PwC, the number of attacks per minute, the numbers are really alarming, and perhaps if we really focus on these numbers and the other numbers where the amounts are involved, we really lose our sleep. Sir, just a few days back, I think yesterday only, in fact, I will say, we were able to finish the International Banking Federation visit here. There were intense deliberations on various subjects related to banking, and this was one of the subjects, cybersecurity. Sir, not a surprise, of course, but 17 countries' representatives who were present in the Federation's board meeting here in the conference also on Tuesday, each one of them was struggling with this subject. So cybersecurity is a subject which is not only very intensively being deliberated in India, in our market, it is being deliberated and people are worried across the globe. We are constantly in touch with I4C, the Reserve Bank of India, in developing standard operating process for handling this scenario, for handling the transactions which are being forged, and to arrive at a solution so that the concept of golden hour can be utilized in this part of life also. In fact, I was surprised when in the conference with the Director General of at Delhi for the cybersecurity, they were talking about golden half an hour in place of golden 1 hour. That is the speed at which transactions are taking place and funds are moving from one bank to the other. There is a need for coordination at the industry level, and hence this conference, this summit. And during the day, we'll be deliberating on many subjects and arriving at some solution, which industry should adopt, and it can become a part of the SOP, which is being deliberated, and systems are being developed for immediate reporting, and in fact, for developing APIs with banks for stopping flow of these forged amounts. Sir, I am thankful to you and our Chief Executive, sir, and thankful to the Managing Committee members of IBA who have been encouraging us tremendously, I will say, and giving full support for organizing conferences, seminars on issues which are of relevance for the banking industry in the current environment. I know, sir, sparing time for being MD and CEO of a large bank, coming here and sharing your thoughts with the participants. We are really thankful to you, sir. We have spent time with us. Thanks to you. Thanks to our Chief Executive, Shri Sunil Mehta ji. Thanks to all the participants. Hopefully, we'll have very good deliberations today. By the evening, we come to close. Perhaps we'll get a viewpoint from PwC that yes, the number of beds for CISOs is now reducing. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll now break for tea. We'll be assembled back in another 15 minutes. Thank you.